Hello and welcome back to episode 22 of Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1. I'm Vic and you're watching yet another Let's Play channel. Guess where I'm not? I'm not... Ah shit, I am on Clay Street. Alright, never mind. Anyway, we got a little eavesdrop we can do here. Which is my favorite. No. No. Alright. John was right. It seems that the Backstreet Boys have mobilized. Due to the botched robbery of the Armor Capello by Felicia Savine, they believe that another gang set them up, and they are going to attack soon. I overheard, however, that the Pipe, the limping information broker of the gang, is calling in his beggar informants. The Pipe can be found in the marketplace in Central Miners End on Market Road. Market Road, Central Miners End. It's really rude for a road to just like suddenly change direction like that. Where is this? Oh, look at that. There's a Lestrade Road. And that, yeah, that's the market. So can I just... No, why would I be able to? Fine. I guess I'll just hoof it. I miss the sinking city. Oh, I've located the Backstreet Boys. At least in the sinking city I could ride boats around sometimes. And I feel like the telephone booths were...
Be worn well. Take my word.
Yeah, I bet you don't have anything.
I have nothing to offer you.
Yeah, so why are you advertising to me,
The best the flea markets can offer. Take a look. Maybe something will catch your eye.
Yeah, this is an excellent time for some shopping. Oh yeah, that's right up Sherlock's alley. That's another Sinking City reference. And that is just vile. Why?
I hope you like what you bought.
I can't believe I spent 150 monies on that.
Despite being used,
So, where the hell am I finding the Pipe? He's in the marketplace, and he limps. So I guess... That's what I want, I think. Are you shitting me? Why? Why did that only just become a thing? Do you sell stuff? You're not the Pipe. Flat-footed. Do you limp if you have flat feet? Recently arrived. Probably not the guy I'm looking for.
Our clothes will be worn well. Take my word.
The best the flea markets can offer.
Yeah, you're not. Nope. Nope. You?
Despite being used, these goods are still...
There we go.
Hello, mister. I have some information for you.
I'm not interested in the advice of a man like you. Move aside. I've places to be.
What? John? Yeah, whatever. So now what am I doing? I guess I'm going back to the Backstreet Boys hideout. Yeah, let's do that. John wanted me to play the Popo.
Buy some clothes and help me feed my family.
And he also wanted me to talk to the guy that was going to get suspicious if I talked to him while I was dressed like the Popo. This is why I don't like John. Can I just barge in? This is definitely going to start a fight. Oh, I can skip combat. Yes. Yes, please. Or not, apparently. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I need to Come on over this way. There we go.
Ready for some pain. Oh, I'm coming.
There we go.
I couldn't miss the party.
Just shooting all these fools in their feet. And that's it for you.
Don't bother moving.
Who's next?
Give him the pepper snuff.
That's too far away. I'll headshot him.
Take a rest,
You?
my friend.
You can overcome. The snuff's ready.
Too simple.
Give him the pepper snuff. Trying to knock this guy out.
Now, which button does the snuff? There we go. Good. This is going reasonably well so far. Oh. No shooting me. Come on. Do I have snuff? I think I have snuff. I think maybe I don't have snuff. Would you knock it off? Huh?
I'm gonna hurt you.
How about you come over this way a little bit? Thank you.
Take a rest, my friend.
The snuff's ready.
Good. How it gets ready in the middle of combat.
Don't bother moving.
Can we be done now, please? No. We cannot. And in the face.
Overcome the brute now.
Only I can't, because I don't have snuff. Where is a thing that I can use? I don't have a lot of good opportunities here. Oh, except for that one.
6 feet under.
Now we're
No
done.
more crime for you.
Give him the pepper snuff.
Good timing, John.
Okay, I give up.
All that work and I made 9 monies? That doesn't even cover my furniture expenses.
And here we are, Miss Sevigny. A place where we can talk about all your recent activities. We have a nice profile on you, you know.
What are you talking about? I didn't do anything.
Is there nothing you didn't do, Miss Sevigny? Thieve for the gang, break into the Armor Capello office, kill Niccolo Detti?
What? Kill? I didn't kill nobody. No, How?
So you admit the rest. I suppose you won't mind explaining some things to me then.
Like why I'm having a look at you. Nice. Prepared.
You were in the Armor Capello office yesterday evening, Miss Sevigny. The same place that Niccolo Detti was found dead today. What happened?
How would you know? You can't prove anything?
It's written all over you, Miss Sevigny. I presume you did not intend your evening to end with a fall over the railing and a fracas with felines. Need I continue?
Zut alors! It was just a job, nothing else. I was asked to come. Here, see for yourself. I don't know who hired me, but I think they wanted to pin the crime on me. Poor Niccolo.
When were you offered this job?
Ah, mon Dieu. I don't remember precisely. I think the letter arrived around 9:30 in the evening. It sounded tricky, but the money was good.
And you arrived at the office?
Perhaps 45 minutes later. I am very good, sir. I was in and out in 5 minutes.
I don't like lies.
No, wait. Okay. It took 15 minutes. All right? Still impressive, no?
You knew Mr. Detty, how?
Niccolo and I grew up together. I hadn't seen him in years, then ran into him on the street, smiling with some lovely lady on his arm.
And that was the last time you saw him alive?
Wait, until I found him dead yesterday. That same woman was there, too. It can't be coincidence.
You saw a woman in the office?
Mm-hmm. She started screaming, so I slammed the safe door and ran when I saw a guard coming.
So Niccolo Detti was running around with the safe man's wife. It was probably the two of them having that glass of wine in the office.
Your thieving days may well be over, Miss Sevigny. Until this matter is resolved, you will remain here. Good day.
5 evidence updated. Do I still not have a... I still don't have a... So... You are to enter the Armor Capello office tonight at 10:15 via the back door. I will leave it open for you. You are then to proceed next door to a large decorated safe. That is your target. You must have it open as fast as possible. Do not take anything from the office and leave after the safe is open. The compensation for the job will be more than generous. Down payment is attached. Right. Is there some... Did I see something? Alright. I don't have a ticket. Can I look at evidence? Surely she had some things in her pockets. I guess I can't see any evidence. Alright, so let's have a chat with the wife and see if we can confront her about her indiscretion.
What exactly was your relationship with Niccolo Detti?
Who? What are you talking about?
Madam, please, a young woman dedicated to her music and an enthusiastic artist. Your marriage to Basilio could not have offered all you needed. And then about 6 months ago, you met Niccolo Detti. There was a spark, you started to see each other. It brought passion back into your life.
How could you...
But your tryst didn't go unnoticed. Felicia Sevigny spotted you with Niccolo, but rather than cease your affair, you took care to avoid the public eye. You started working with your husband at the office, and met your lover there in the evening after Basilio departed. Billy would not notice, and you hoped neither would your husband.
Why offer me the option?
Do I have this right so far?
Yes, I love Basilio, I truly do. But his first passion is his work. I respect that, but it left me adrift. Niccolo. Oh, sweet Niccolo. He was the man I needed. If he had had any other name, I would have talked to Basilio. But he was a Detti.
And your husband suspected something.
I think he did. He asked questions. Billy's schedule was moved forwards. Yes, he suspected.
And thus we arrive at the heart of the matter. How did Mr. Detti end up deceased in the safe?
I do not know.
Madam?
I don't know anything about his death.
Are you sure this is how you wish to proceed?
It is the truth. Please, just leave me be.
Really, I can't show her any of the other... I got an achievement for wearing the outfit. Does that mean I don't have to wear it anymore? Might still need to wear it to go down and talk to this guy.
What a long day.
I'm surprised I couldn't confront her about the wine glasses and such.
I'm afraid I have nothing to add to this.
Were you aware of this, Mr. Capello? Of the relationship between your wife and Niccolo
Enough! I will not hear it. Augusta is an impressionable woman feeling the stress of this horrible situation. She does not understand what she's saying.
I see. So, you think...
I think that if you want to help, you should stop bothering my wife and find the criminal responsible. Another question?
Mr. Capello, have you anything to say about the burglar's claims?
Not a whit. The woman is a liar and a criminal. I don't give it the slightest credence, and neither should you.
And that's all the evidence.
I will return.
So I can accuse him. Can I accuse the thief? Can I accuse the wife? He's obviously got motive, right? He was suspicious. He found out. I can accuse her.
Apologies, Miss...
Yeah, he found out. He caught them in the act. He bonked him on the head and locked him in the safe. Although, why would he lock him in the safe, right? He's planning to sell the safe. Where the hell am I going? I'm looking for the thief. That's what I'm doing. She's in one of these, isn't she? Is she not? I found her so quickly last time. Ah. Nope. Nope. Where's my girl? Did she leave? Yeah, so that part doesn't quite add up. If it was him and he caught him in the act and killed him, why would he then stuff him in the safe just to keep him out of the way until he could do something else about it? I guess that wouldn't be unreasonable. But then it would have been really stupid of him to just have the body fall out and when the police are in the office.
What a long day.
Where is she? That's not her. That's not her. I don't think she's in one of these, right? That's him. So, alternatively, why would the wife have done it? Right? And would she have, yeah, well, and that's the other piece, isn't it? It's like, okay, so, who hired the thief, and to what end? Why can't I find the thief? Did they actually let her go? It seems to me that the likely thing is actually that the Detties are taking advantage of the situation, right? Frame Basilio for the murder, and then they get him out of the way. That's the convenient thing. And I really super don't appreciate that there's no Mind Palace on this. Okay, I'm going to pause for a minute. I'm going to search the jails one more time and see if I can find the thief and talk to her one more time. I'll be back. Okay, I can't find the thief, and I just can't wrap my head around the idea that the man would have stashed a body in his safe so that he could then get caught with it by the police. So I think the only reasonable accusation to make here is the wife. So we're gonna go do accuse.
It is a shame it has come to this, but it is patently obvious that you are responsible for Niccolo Detti's death.
How dare you? I wouldn't want him to.
I see you need some persuasion. I know that Niccolo Detti went to the office to meet you.
Okay, so now I need to pick the evidence that proves he was there to meet her.
It was a midnight tryst. Niccolo would visit the office once Basilio left, but this time he returned. So you hid Niccolo in the safe. A foolish move.
I didn't know the code had changed. It was the only choice. I couldn't let him be found. I loved him.
Really? You could have saved his life by simply speaking with your husband, but you sought to free him another way.
It was an accident. So then you hired the thief to do the break-in.
To free Mr. Detti, you hired Felicia Sevigny, a petty burglar, to crack the safe. And as a result, you killed your love.
No. It's because the combination had changed. It is not my fault.
You are splitting hairs, Mrs. Capello. The fact remains you chose to risk Niccolo's life rather than call your husband. And I know why.
Because he's a Detti?
You were afraid how it would affect the reputation of the Capellos, and you feared what your husband would do as a consequence.
He's a good man, but he cares about his business, about the family. It would have destroyed him.
And now he's accused of murder, Mrs. Capello. How considerate of you.
Mio Dio, how did this all happen?
How could she possibly fix this? You are guilty.
Despite your best intentions, Mrs. Capello, I believe you are to blame for this sorry affair, not Basilio.
I think you're right, sir. Basilio, he does not deserve this. None of this.
It is not my place to decide what is deserved, but perhaps you now know what to say to the inspector.
I do.
Good day, madam.
I don't think Mrs. Capello did this on purpose. I would have let her go.
Nobody asked you, John. Nobody asked you. You just run your mouth anyway. Can I change costumes here? I can. Alrighty. Well, I'm not super into the fact that there's no Mind Palace for those. I don't really want to do any more of them. I wonder if any of these are worthwhile. That's hunting landmarks. I'm not going to do that on camera. Alright, well let's, I have a feeling maybe I already did this, but I want to check it out real quick. Off to Holmes. Perhaps I need to do a heckin' concentrate. I think we already saw the memories though. Yeah. I do kind of remember seeing something when we came back one time after I bought some stuff. So. Oh, is that like is that David and Goliath thing? It might be. I probably didn't notice that before. Can you believe that this stuff just sat here for 10 years unattended? It's pretty wild. What? Oh!
Ah, yes. We were sword fighting in this very spot.
And that time, I was the winner.
So, as your victory prize, you asked me to fulfill a wish. I remember we did something the very next night, John, but what was it?
Was it something naughty, John?
We've brought a cage with us. You insisted it must be made of iron.
That's because we were preparing to hunt fairies in our garden. Everyone knows iron is the only thing that can hold them.
And I was distinctly uncomfortable.
Uh-huh.
It was a disguise, of course. Fairies are easy to scare off, unless you're incognito.
And every trap needs bait.
They were wearing women's hats so as not to alarm the fairies.
We brought honey and a glass of warm milk.
After 2 hours lying in wait, we noticed movement in the bushes. The fairies appeared at last.
Was it a cat?
No, it was just Isolde the pig. She was lured by the smell of honey and milk, and ate every last drop. Isolde belonged to Mr. Sim in Miner's End and escaped regularly. At least twice a month we would see him searching for her all over the island.
Well, isn't that a cute little story? Is that all that was about? That might have been all that was for.
Do exercise some restraint, Mr. Holmes. Find the whos and we'll handle the whys.
Right, he wants me to watch somebody. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Where is it? Where's the thing that he wants from me? No, I already said it wasn't that one. Ah, it's this one. The patio of the Primrose Cafe, west of Old City Bridge in Scaladio. So, Scaladio, Victoria Bridge, Rolling Bricks Bridge, Thor Bridge, Pilgrim's Bridge, Caesar's Bridge. How many bridges do we need? And it's what direction from there? The western side of Old City Bridge. Yeah, okay. All right. So there will get us reasonably close. And then going there-ish. So we'll give one or two of these a try. Nope. If they all turn out to be, and I think they're going to, just more of those, you don't get a mind palace kind of things, I'm probably not going to bother with doing all of them.
Here, grab a seat.
I want a different table.
You even brought a book, huh?
May I have... Same as always.
You just don't give up, do you?
Oh, come on, let's get closer. We can't see anything from here.
No, too early.
So we're just going to sit here all day?
Patience, John. I have a feeling this is more than simple blackmail. We'll be close when the blackmailer leaves, and then...
Go!
Did somebody just fall? Somebody just fell. Meanwhile, we're all out of time for episode 22. So come back and see me again in episode 23, and we'll have a look at yet another Deadman. Talk to you soon.